5 seconds. Radiant's up. Banning time. Five seconds. Ten seconds. 5 seconds. 4, 3, we got it. All right, Dyer gets the ban. Seconds. Radiant gets the ban. Ten seconds. We're starting in 5 seconds, with or without you. Dyer gets the ban. All right, Dyer gets the ban. 10 seconds. We're starting in 5 seconds, with or without you. Radiant gets the ban. Ten seconds.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to DOTA2. This is the match between Falcon and Team Eagle within the SKA Games tournament. Game number 1. Tonight we see quite a number of bans coming from Eagle. They're actually banning a lot of these position 1 carries. I did talk to some of the players on why they choose to ban, for example, the Slug. Mostly a lot of heroes, a lot of players, they don't really know how to deal with a Slug, especially when it's quite a slippery hero. It's the type of hero that is able to regenerate HP when the enemy does not have vision of Slug. So he's the type of hero that's able to go in, whack a little bit, and then lose some HP, then get out. And as soon as he gets out, he heals back to full health, and then he can rejoin the fight. And yeah, so long-winded fights where they don't really have much vision of Slug can really allow the hero to just take advantage with extra additional HP. And furthermore, he's able to actually detect wards around the area. So Slug would know that if there is vision in his jungle, he can ping it out, and he can even bring his own sentry wards to just remove those observer wards.
10 seconds.
So it's the kind of hero that is really hard to deal with, and yeah, it's one of the better carries in hunting skirmishes. So Falcon went with the Viper right away, and Eagle immediately responded with the Wind Ranger. We've seen quite good plays, in fact, for teams that have chosen the Wind Ranger. It's one of the heroes that have dished out the most number of damage throughout most of the team fights.
5 seconds.
And with the high win rate, I don't see why not for teams that actually want to just grab this Wind Ranger as a first pick. This most likely will be a mid Wind Ranger. We've seen Little Giant use it to much success. Whereas for the Viper, an early reveal of the Viper is not usually the best idea, because people usually pick Viper because they want to break a certain passive skill. For example, if there's a Dragon Knight, they want to break the passive skill that allows him to get a lot of armor and also a lot of armor and just a lot of life regen from it. You also want to break the passive skill, for example, from the Life Stealer, or the passive skill from PA's Blur, which has innate evasion. So yeah, Viper is actually really good at just breaking all those passive skills. And to review such an early pick in Viper, meaning to say they just want to dissuade Eagle from picking up all these passive skills. And likewise, in a matchup, mid matchup, usually Viper is the annoying hero that will most likely win a lot of mid matchups. But so far, Wind Ranger and Viper, both are evenly matched, and most of the time it just comes down to hero skills, player skills actually, in deciding who can actually win the mid matchup. And I believe Little Giant is feeling confident about this. He should be able to win the mid against Viper, unless they decide to switch up. Maybe Viper goes into the safe lane carry, and they'll pick another mid to go up against this Wind Ranger. So the issue with Viper though is he's not really mobile, right? He's just a walking slow hero. Doesn't have any escape at all. And most of the time, you need a mid that has some sort of mobility, because mid, the moment he reaches around level 6, he's gonna be starting to roam around from top to bottom, from mid, etc. in order to just tip the scales in those lanes. And for Viper, it's not really a roaming hero that much. Most of the time you want to be attracting ganks into Viper. So yeah, it's gonna be a little bit difficult for Falcon to be mobile, and same goes with the Undying. I think they're gonna play lane winners rather than gankers. The Undying also not really much of a roamer, but it really excels in controlling a lane. The Earthshaker though is a change to their current lineup. Earthshaker allows a lot of mobility and is able to just gank from the Fog of War, meaning you don't see a fissure coming out until it's too late. So it's really hard to dodge something that you cannot see, right? So yeah, fissure has that extra range to actually just help out with the sudden stun, the sudden lane block. So most likely Earthshaker will be the roaming support. And as a result, Eagle responded with two kind of like, we can say these are life-saving heroes. Like Tusk, he's able to get closer to his teammates with the drinking buddies, and together with his snowball, he can just rope in all his teammates, save them from a certain spell or skill, just to buy some time. And Snapfire can also do the same. Snapfire with the cookie can just help one of his teammates to get away from danger a little bit further away, so it helps to displace them, as well as in a well-placed cookie, they can also end up in a stun. So Eagle, again, they pick up another quite a mobile hero as well, Sand King. I believe this might be Ioxiwa's hero. It's something that he's been talking about as well, the Sand King. And to respond, Falcon uses the Zeus. So Sand King, annoyingly, he can go invisible in the Sandstorm, which Zeus is a very nice pickup. This kind of hero is able to reveal any invisible heroes around the map with the Thunderbolt Lightning. And it's gonna save up the supports from buying a lot of dust and a lot of wards. So Zeus can help out in that area in terms of detection of these invisible units or invisible wards. So Eagle finally bans the Medusa. They don't want to risk going into super late game, as Falcon seems like they're already lining up to control the mid as well as the early game. They also ban out the Luna. That's an excellent choice. So most of the super late game heroes are already banned out. Even the PA, the Prophet, all of these heroes kind of prevents the split push from happening. There is still the Underlord though, which always has the avenue of just teleporting anywhere on the map and bringing your team together through the Fiend's Gate.
5 seconds.
Eagle has yet to pick up a hard carry, and so does Falcon. So both these heroes are looking for position 1 heroes. Not much time left for Falcon. They have about 10 more seconds, and they don't have any more reserve time for their team. So if they don't pick one fast, they might actually end up being randomed. And they ban out the Outworld Destroyer. So now they're only down to only 20 seconds. So just a matter of time until they actually figure out what it could be their position 1 hero. So if they don't pick within this timer, the game will just automatically pick for them a random hero. And more often than not, it's gonna be a hero that you don't want to play.
5 seconds. 4, 3, you get it.
The Dragon Knight might be a good pickup here, actually. And do they pick anything?
Dyer's turn to pick.
Oh, they pick the Clinks. Okay. You know what would be good? What would be good against the Clinks?
Johnson here. What do we
A
do?
Slardar, but instead they went for the Puck.
Alright, it's hero choose.
A slippery hero. Wow. Okay, Eagle seems to be going for a lot of these heroes that are able to just have some sort of escape mechanism and able to cover each other. Whereas for Falcon, they are more of to you gotta survive on your own, and we'll take care of the rest. Yeah, that seems like the strategy and the play that they'll be going for. In terms of team fight capability, Eagle is very capable of actually trying to make the team, the opponent stay in one position and deal as much damage as they can. Whereas Falcon, on the other hand, they do have Undying and the Earthshaker. If for any teams that love to group up, the Undying and the Earthshaker can take care of that and takes advantage of it. However, both teams are just quite tofu, I would say. Very soft. I mean, Zeus is not the most tankiest hero. Clinks as well is super soft. So it really comes down to who can kill each other fastest in the amount of burst damage that can be dished out from this Puck. Okay, on the side of
Get ready.
Team Falcon, we have Explosion playing the Earthshaker. Most likely this is going to be a support shaker, as he's already picked up the Blood Grenade and a set of wards. Playing the Zeus is Janinja 12, and you will be on the Viper. This seems like a carry or mid lane Viper. But then again, YOLO is playing the Clinks. And this just seemed to be just a position 1 carry. And Kuro Neko is going to be on their support Undying. On the side of Eagle, we have Little Giant is most likely going to be playing mid on the Wind Ranger. Deja Vu LeSean is playing the Tusk. And then Ioxua, as I mentioned, he is playing on the support. No, this might be an offlane Sangin King. Risra is on the Puck. And I Am Pari Pari is going to be on the Snapfire. They are smoked. They might bump into Kuro Neko, who happens to be spot out. He's not moving though. They don't actually see each other, but Eagle also knows that the smoke has been broken. They try to use it. Ice Shard is not going to connect. The stun does go on. The Fissure onto 4 is not going to matter. Everything being thrown out, and they do secure the first blood, going in the way of Eagle. And as a result, yep, they're going to try to steal the bounties. They know that the rest of Eagle is at bottom.
Real hard.
And likewise, Eagle will also secure... Oh, okay. Seems like YOLO is there. Has not leveled up any skill yet. Does have the Duck Pack, the Tar Bomb. I think YOLO might actually just die right here. He's trying to evade all of these skill shots, but doesn't matter. All 5 of these heroes have something to dish out. And they will take their second kill of the game. I don't know if it's worth picking up that bounty. Let's see how much... no, actually it's not worth. Look at how much YOLO is actually giving away to these 4 heroes. Not worth at all. So Little Giant happens to be teleporting top and is going to be matched up against the Viper, which is exactly the matchup that he wants. So, not too bad. And the mid, Puck against Zeus. Puck has already picked up a magic wand. This is perfect against a Zeus that's going to be spamming the Arc Lightning. Uh-oh, seems like there's 3 heroes on bottom. A nice Fissure, able to separate Ioxua, but it doesn't matter. He does have the Arrow Strike ready to go. So the Fissure is not going to block his path, should he need to run away. They're going to allow Little Giant to just get the farm here. And it's being supported by Deja Vu LeSean. Now it depends on how well he's able to pull the creeps, but it doesn't seem he missed the window for pulling the first set of creeps. Uh-oh. I Am Pari Pari is just taking a lot of punishment in exchange for that. It seems like this Klinks is doing quite well, especially in a lane that is 2 heroes, and they're allowing him to just get his levels while the ES is trying to pull the creeps away. And yep, that seems like a good strategy all the same. However, it is building up a nice large stack, and eventually this lane will actually be pushed out, but it seems like Ioxawa seems to be in some trouble. He will be able to make it out alive. They don't have enough firepower to just eliminate him on the spot, but that will force him to just back away. Not able to stay in the lane to get that nice farm going. On the mid lane, Rizra. Well, Janinja actually jumping so far ahead. But he doesn't have anything else to give, it's just the arc lining and also the heavily jump. Was it just a bait? Oh. Yeah, bottom is just being punished a lot for the side of Ego, so it seems like Klinks is gonna have a good time here. There's no follow-up yet, as the Burrow Strike is committed. There we see the snapshot. Iron Power is gonna be dead here. He does make a bad trade, and Ioxawa is being pinged out. The Blood Grenade will be used, and one more hit. He does have the Magic Stick. He's trying to wait for the Burrow Strike, doesn't even bother to commit. Interestingly enough, he's just willing to give his life away and never bother to use the Burrow Strike. On the top lane, they try to go on Yu, but Yu does have the Fairy Fire, not able to take that away. And Little Giant will try to take out the last remaining health of the Tombstone. But he is falling a lot to these zombies. Oh my gosh! Deja Vu LaShawn as well is also dead, as they allow these stacks of zombies just be able to just build up. So remember guys, don't just run away from the zombies. It's always just better to right click it. It's only 1 health, so just right click it while you can. Iron Barbary. They will get the courier for explosion, and now Iron Barbary is in a lot of trouble. Takes some damage from that. Iron Barbary. There's not enough mana for any feature, so just the Enchant Totem is gonna do some damage. Nighttime, bottom lane, they lost the explosion. Earthshaker is the first one to fall out of that. But is YOLO able to pick up a second kill? No. So Ioxawa does have the Dust Devil Sandstorm for set, allows him to just move and the Sandstorm will follow him. So it's gonna make his farm a lot easier whenever he goes around. Rizra is trying his best to just get the power threads. And on bottom lane, they will try to zone out this Ioxawa, doesn't have anything left to give. They will put a sentry, but that's too bad. I mean, he's not gonna go invis on this. So if he just... Oh, explosion! A nice kill done by Iron Barbary, able to use the cookie, land the stun, and the damage was enough to take out the Earthshaker. Oh, they're gonna try to go on this YOLO, but I don't think the damage is enough. He does have the Fairy Fire to keep the life alive. If there was a cookie to follow, it might make a difference. So does ES continue to go back to bottom lane, or is there a better way to just exploit the map with the fissure and get a gank elsewhere? Instead, Earthshaker will decide to go bottom. They feel that it's a lot better to try to win the lane for Clinks rather than open up a lane elsewhere. And this seems like a good bet. I mean, they probably realize Clinks needs his items in order to carry the game, and yeah, they're gonna try to secure this lane because if Clinks does get left alone against Snapfire and the Sand King, that's a lot of stun, that's a lot of disables, and it's really, really hard to control. Ioxiwa? Diffuser? Diffuser? Okay, that's good. Oh, and the Zeus as well, that's probably not taken into account. Sometimes people do forget that a Zeus exists, and the Wrath of the God is able to finish him off so easily. A nice kill pickup, nice map awareness as well from the Zeus. So looking at the net worth, I mean, Clinks is basically at the top of the net worth right now, and followed by Zeus. Seems like Falcon is doing really well at this point. The Tusk using the ice shards lands irregularly, but they will try to take out this Kuroneko. All they need is just one more hit. And the Whirlwind also being used. Are they able to find enough damage in order to take out this out? The Drinking Buddies also used as well, but there's a bunch of zombies being stacked upon them, and then, like again, but how do you stop this? You need to right click, right? And there we see Snapfire trying to go in. The stun nicely landed, and they're gonna try to go on him, but you able to just take out Little Giant, and all he needs is just one more hit, and yes, that's a double kill, triple kill actually. No, it's a double kill. I think you can actually fight this if he just stays. Oh, but instead we see the Goblet of Fire. I don't think Viper is getting out of that. Now the best way to actually fight this is actually to just go as close as you can to the Snapfire, and all of the Mortimer's kisses will actually miss. A very nice engagement from both sides. Actually the goal payout as well as the XP difference is not that high, as both teams just want to exchange blows and punches. 4 for 3, but a slight advantage going to the side of Eagle for being able to take out the 4th hero. So this means Ioxiba is all alone by himself against the now level 7 Clinks.
You can tell Dire's middle tower is in trouble. Destroy. Radiant scanning for enemies.
Seems like they're gonna try and go on top. The coil onto 1. The Viper is now being blocked off by the ice shards. They will snowball into all of these heroes. 4 against 2. There's no way that they are surviving this. Falcon loses 2. As a DD, no, amplified damage as well being picked up by the puck. He will now reconvene at mid, as he has left this Zeus for way too long by himself, and he will also go for the Invisible Rune. Great efficiency over there. But again, they're not finding any kills onto this Clinks, and eventually he will pick up what seems to be the Maelstrom into his item build, and we have to see how this Wind Ranger is also going to fare up, as Wind Ranger has already finished her own Maelstrom as well. They're all teleporting bottom. You know what that means. Ioxiba is going to be gone on as the Fissures lands first. We see Viper going on to this Snapfire, but as I say, that explosion is getting very, very low. The Zeus also used the committal of the Wrath of God on the back lines, though. True has been caught by the Dream Coil. They're gonna try to stay in, but the eventually gets broken as they try to get away as far as they can. But Ioxiba letting go of his epicenter. They're gonna try to go on this Yu. Yu is all alone, and she will fall. Deja Vu Sean is dropping very, very low. Ninja Zeus is able to finish them up. And Rizra getting Cookie forward. This might be a good kill onto YOLO. He will try to Dream Coil away. No, it's... Oh, wait, where'd he go? He actually faced under the tower and try to stay alive. Doesn't matter. Zeus will actually get the EXP. A valiant attempt to escape, but yeah, At least no hero were able to get a direct kill as the tower was able to pick it up.
Looking dire. Dire's bottom tower. That was unintentional. Forget I said this. Their bottom tower is in bottom tower.
A slight advantage going to Eagle as they do manage to kill 3 while they lose 2 in that team fight. Uh-oh, he's being gone on by the Viper. And there's 3 heroes coming in. A teleport is also trying to... Oh, nice cookie, able to put him away. He just needs one more and they're gonna try to chase on the Viper. Poison, decay. But at the same time on the backlines they do find a counter attack as Little Giant open up the focus fire is trying to go onto all of them. The tombstone is also being dropped, but Kuroneko I don't think he'll be able to make out of this. The decay, the drinking buddies, and they will try to finish off this tombstone. A nice pickup for Team Eagle as they take down 3 of these from Falcon. Clutch timing there. They realize that Ioxiwa is being gone on, immediately responds, and they get the counter attack. While Rizra is happily farming at mid, going to take down this first tower as much as he can. Gets that nicely done as Puck secures the last hit. Zeus has already picked up the Kaya, does amplify the magic damage as well as the mana regen. Whereas Earthshaker still a bit off from the Blink Dagger, about 1005 more. Tusk is gonna use the Ice Shard, snowball into it, but they're gonna dive right onto the tower. And Enchant Totem, just gonna stop their combination right there. As well as the Drinking Buddy is gonna give them some movement speed to run away from the tower. There's no teleportations coming in for the side of Falcon. Seems like they're just gonna let Explosion be by himself, which seems to be working out. Oh, Wisdom Rune, gonna spawn. And Little Giant is gonna steal it. Mid lane is where most of Falcon is being convened right now. Little Giant realize that it's a little bit too risky to be staying at top as most of mid heroes have gone missing. The Witchblade also being picked up by the Puck, and Iron Parapari does have the Pavis, which you are able to cast on an ally and grant them a physical damage barrier, absorbs 300 damage. Not too bad. Solo smoke by Empire Party. Oh, and they actually find the Klings coil onto 1. The cookie is not gonna connect as Klings will try to wear out the Dream Coil. But oh, and he reveals himself. What? Okay, he probably ran out of the invis. I haven't checked the timer over there, but Tusk is going all the way inside by himself. Sean is in so much trouble, but they're gonna try to take out this tombstone. Do they finish the job? Iron Power, you have to... No, instead he's using the Mortimer's Kisses. He realized it's a lot easier to just take them all out, and then they'll finish the tombstone together. But Ioxiwa, he is trying to get out there as fast as possible. And there's no return kill, thank goodness, as the zombies were all taken out. So Ioxiwa and the rest of the Team Eagle will actually survive this particular fight. Wow, the rest of Falcon actually kissed the floor. All 5 of them. YOLO is gonna try to find as much farm as he can by spreading the map. Little Giant already picked up the Gleipnir. So this is gonna be massive. Able to just root AoE a bunch of enemies at the same time. Wow. She can run in, open up the focus fire with the Whirlwind Facet, deal with so much damage.
Football, horse racing, rugby, cricket, or curling. But if I won...
5 heroes running down mid from the side of Falcon. Oh. Rizra will find 2 on the back line. Zeus already committed the Wrath of God, able to give some vision, but the first one to fall is the Undying, not able to even give out the Tombstone, whereas Rizra might fall to you. Viper has picked up the kill. The Undying bye-bye. And Lashan, Tusk will also fall. Explosion pressing on, but does he have the skill? He does have the fissure. He's gonna use it, but there's no follow-up from the team. Janinja is actually following behind, but there's nothing else left to give. He's able to spot out a bunch of wards there, which was actually used to go on YOLO. But a nice fight actually working out in favor of Team Eagle. Sorry, in Team Falcon, as they do pick up a 1.5k gold difference. I just realized Undying was quite low level, that the moment they kill him, he actually comes back alive kind of fast. Team Eagle is smoked. They're gonna try to invade the jungle of the Falcon. They do spot out the Earthshaker. Ice Shard's not able to connect, but the Snowball going very deep inside. He's gonna steal the gold bounty room. But on the back lines though, they do found YOLO. Echo. No, the Epicenter is actually gonna let go onto Dreamcoat onto 3, but the Echo Slam able to stop. Hits onto 2, but it doesn't matter as the rest of Falcon falls to the amount of damage that Eagle is able to dish out. The Mortimer's Kisses, the Coil, the Whirlwind, everything just being laid out. Echo Slam was only able to catch onto 1 or 2 of those heroes, as the rest of the Epicenter was going towards the Dream Coil targets. The fight very much working out in favor of Eagle, as they do take away 1.4k as well as 2k worth of experience. Now Eagle is sitting at a comfortable lead of 10,000. They are slowly knocking away on these tier 2 towers next. Zeus has also picked up the Aether Lens, allowing him to just get that extra range in dishing out his spells. He's gonna go for the Aghanim's, which is gonna be a great pickup. Able to have that Nimbus and provide global support. Oh, I realized that Undying actually has a Ceaseless Dirge. That's the reason why Undying actually came back alive so fast. I thought he was dead. So Zeus actually used his ultimate just to spy or spot out the rest of the Team Eagle's heroes, as they did not have any vision of them. So they were very much afraid that there was a smoke game coming, or at least a Roshan fight was happening. So drums already picked up by the support Snapfire. But yeah, we see a disconnect, and then there's an immediate pause coming in for the side of Eagle. Seems like both supports are aiming for Pavis. What if he stacks? Little Giant also has the Chrysalis, going for the talent tree -2 seconds on Windrun cooldown, allowing her to just get that value out of Windrun. 6 seconds and also cooldown after 10 seconds. And the -2 seconds Shackle Shot cooldown. So that's gonna allow the Shackle Shot to be cast every 8 seconds rather than 10. Elxiwa has gone for an additional duration in the stun, which is 0.3 seconds, rather than the 8% Stinger Slow. Snapfire has decided to go for the Scatter Blast rather than the Mortimer's Kisses. Klings though is went for the Skeleton Walk cooldown. So Skeleton Walk is the ultimate. So it allows Klings to move invisibly through units. So when he leaves the Skeleton Walk, the archers will actually come out to help him. So here it says that 3 archers will actually spawn. Okay. Puck now has a dagger, able to just blink in, use the coil, catch onto 3 or 4, and then after he uses his phase shift, they are smoked. They're gonna spot out Kuroneko, the ward's immediately coming out, and Puck is gonna find onto 2. The coil is gonna be broken. They immediately take out Kuroneko. They try to go onto this explosion, but no, I think knowing that he's being silenced up, there was no chance of a counter reaction. I think that was a good bullet dodge nonetheless. They only lost a support Undying, which is a pretty good loss, I would say, rather than losing a core. This is something that you're willing to trade, and instead they will get a better pickup as Ioxiwa was all alone by himself. Ioxiwa is actually there trying to look for the Wisdom Rune, and he did get it. And yeah, as a result, the rest of Falcon do manage to find him and pick him off. Ego is grouped up as 4. They are invading the jungle of Falcon. They are looking for kills, bloodthirsty and just ready to go, spoiling for a fight. Whereas the rest of Falcon, and they are trying to find farm, avoid these kind of big fights from happening, and they'll try to get pick-offs opportunity based. At the same time, Wind Ranger has revealed herself at the top. She is trying to go immediately onto this Kuroneko, and Viper decides to immediately just leave. They know that they cannot take this fight. The rest of Ego is here, but YOLO is all by himself. The dust already committed. It doesn't matter because, yeah, even though the Thunder God's Wrath was there, the rest of Ego is alive and healthy. And 4 against 1, there's no way the Klings can survive the wrath of that, as Viper had already decided to leave the area, knowing that there was no chance to take that fight. A bit of a miscommunication coming from the side of Falcon. If they had known whether it's best to go or not, they could have easily avoided those kind of losses.
I am not a betting man, unless it's basketball.
Without the Klings, they're gonna try to take the tier 2 tower first. And Eagle will secure their first tier 2 tower. YOLO with the Glitnir, he's trying to go for the Desolator next. Now I'm not sure if this is a wise pickup because Desolator you kind of need kills to actually build up the damage. And without it, it's pretty much a subpar item. They do find Ioxiwa, he's all by himself, and yeah, here comes the Glitnir, able to hold it in place, and there it is. Just happened to be in no man's land. Ioxiwa is another target to fall at the hands of this Klings. However, lying in wait, Little Giant with the BKB, spoiling for a fight. She has opened up the wind run using Glitnir, trying to find the angle, doesn't even connect. And yeah, they were abandoned as the fight already break out at the bottom lane. Coil onto 3, nicely done. Silence, but where's the follow-up? Instead, here comes the Whirlwind, able to finish off onto 3. Little Giant gets the triple kill. The Shackle Shot also connects. And are they gonna give this to Little Giant? Yes, he does. Ultra kill. Is there one more? They can't find the Klings after that. Otherwise, it could have been a rampage. A well-placed Dream Coil by Rizra, able to find 3 and then immediate silence. The rest of Falcon just couldn't react to it. Or even if they could, they just had their mouth shut, and it allows Little Giant to just sprint right on in, open up the focus fire and lay waste to all of these heroes that were just had to stay within the Dream Coil.
That's it for Radiant's middle tower. We'll never forget you, Radiant's middle tower.
Little Giant doesn't even have any boots on. So they're gonna try to hunt down this Clinks. Drinking Bodies doesn't spot out the Clinks as he's already used his Shadow Walk and he will back away to safety. Whereas the rest, Little Giant will just try to defend the tower, and Roshan is also within that area. They might motion towards that. Seeing that the Solar Crest is already up. YOLO spots out the Haze Rune, decides to pick it up. The Radiant will use a scan to see if they spot out any of the Eagle hero in their jungle. They will also use the Zeus ultimate to secure another kill onto this IXY. He just happens to be the target of every kill by these Clinks. I don't know, if I were IXY, yeah, I would actually try to go for this use Scepter as soon as possible, because the moment that Clinks uses the Glitnir, it's really hard to just escape, and all you're gonna do is just get beaten down by all the arrows. So yeah, he needs to figure out what's the best way to avoid feeding these Clinks, as yeah, that's something you do not want to do later on, as he does pick up the Desolator already gaining 1 kill added to that. Eagle, they are bunched up right now, as 3 of them are under the guise of the smoke. They're pinging mid. They spot out 2. Little Giant immediately running forward, gonna get spot out, and yeah, Zeus immediately notices. Now the question is, oh, the Shackle Shot onto 2, the Dream Coil only catches 2, but that doesn't matter, they're able to finish off 2 right away. And yeah, at the back lines, Yu is also in trouble, she's left all alone, and that's 4 already going down. Can they find another as they try to control this? YOLO, a Rampage actually able to be sniped out. Little Giant getting that last kill with that power shot. Things are not looking good for Falcon right now, as Eagle is actually marching down the lane. Only Undying is available to give a defense, as Little Giant now has a Gem of True Sight, becoming a true hunter even in the night. Glyph of Fortification being used. This only gonna buy them some 5 seconds. And will that be enough time for Clinks to spawn? Drums of Endurance is all used. The Nimbus, they try to finish off the task, but not yet calculated. There's no follow-up as well. They're not able to hold them in place. Wrath of God, Nimbus, all being used, but still really far away from being able to take down the task. Especially with the Tranquil Boots as well. It's gonna heal him back up soon enough. Clinks is gonna try to go for a Scythe of Vinax. The green suit. Tormentor is already available. There is the Wisdom Rune, and they're just gonna pick it up and head right back. Hug the base. That's what they say. Undying does have the Guardian Greaves, and Viper is unfortunately no damage yet. Only able to pick up the Hurricane Pike, having an additional amount of range and also a bit of force staff mobility. Yep, this is gonna be an easy rush for Eagle. Uncontested. There is no Solar Crest because people just... oh yeah, there it is. Okay, that's the Solar Crest. Okay, and that makes short work of the Roshan. The Aegis went over to the Sand King because, yeah, Sand King has been feeding really badly. I think that's like 6 deaths. That is the most deaths in the team, so even more than the support themselves. So yeah, I think that's why they feel Sand King gotta have that. Gotta stop feeding.
Things are looking dire for Dire's bottom top.
They're gonna go try to go for this Tormentor, I think. And the Aghanim shards going to the Tusk seems pretty good, as it does give the depth of the shards as well as enemies trapped in the shards are slowed and they take damage per second. Drums being used. Ayusuwa is trying to get as close as possible, but he's held down, and the U scepter is gonna buy him some time, but he he actually managed to get out there alive. And Pavé is going to work, giving him this temporary barrier, whereas yep, that's pretty much it. Ayusuwa almost dying in the base, which is kind of dangerous. He's gonna go on bottom. And YOLO is gonna respond by teleporting back to base. The Zeus also using the ulti but failing to calculate the amount of magic resistance that Ayusuwa has with the Eternal Shroud. And also not bad HP regen, I would say. He does have the lifesteal from the spells. So yeah, futile attempt by the Zeus with the Wrath of God. Even though he does have a Kaya to amplify it, but that's not enough. Mid lane though, they're immediately gonna try to initiate onto this explosion. He does use the Echo Slam but gets wiped out immediately, and the snowball goes right onto you. The punch, the Mortimer's Kiss, able to connect onto one, but it doesn't matter as nothing can stop this little giant from going ham with the BKB. On the backlines though, YOLO actually managed to find a kill onto Ayusuwa. He does keep feeding even though there's the Aegis. We see two buybacks coming out from the side of Falcon, and this would dissuade Eagle from pressing further on. Ayusuwa is just having a bad day. Seems like he's just feeding non-stop, and as soon as I say that, it seems like they're gonna try to go on explosion again, able to catch onto two. And oh, it seems like Snapfire has bite the dust, but as a result, YOLO will actually fall. And that's not something you want out of a carry in exchange for his support. So nothing is stopping this little giant. It seems that she's just gonna go ham. She's already 24-1 in this game. With the Satanic on her, the BKB, the amount of damage that she's able to dish out, there's just no stopping her. So Eagle will take their first lane of racks at 33 minutes in. They can actually press on, and yeah, that's what they're gonna do. Little Giant does have the Focus of Fire up and ready to go, and they will break. Even though broken, but yeah, literally a broken hero. As we see how unstoppable this Wind Ranger is right now. Creature being thrown out, just using defensively. Solar Crest is being used on Ayusuwa, trying to keep him alive. An Echo Slam onto two. The Fissure is not dead. The enchant doesn't matter. There was a suicidal Echo Slam because the rest of the team is being pounded by this Mortimer's Kisses on the outside, and it's just left you will be taken out by a Little Giant, as that is a triple kill. The BKB as well. A valiant attempt, but an Echo Slam in the middle of just two heroes without any creeps to spread the damage is just not the million Echo Slam with everyone. It's $1 million one. And yeah. So Falcon has lost all 5 of their heroes. They will also lose the second set of racks. And Eagle is slowly taking this game over, as they are going towards the Zeus as well. The Focus Fire doesn't end there. But yeah, the Zeus will actually pay up dividends every time that this Focus fires down on cooldown. But I think Ayusuwa very close to death, doesn't matter, as the Zeus does have the ulti, but no buyback available to use the Thunder God's Wrath. The rest of the team staying close, as there's still the gem on Little Giant. They're just afraid that things will actually show up soon. They're able to catch onto 3. Dream Coil taken down 2, and now it's just left you, as the rest of the team smells blood in the water. There it is. The Thunder God's Wrath finally coming up together with the Nimbus, able to finish off the Sand King, who is lingering way too long. A Shackle, they're able to find Clings, and that's the end of him as well. A very, very short work. Wind Run into the Fountain, able to take out Janinja, but as a result, Janinja's Fountain able to just secure the kill as well. They're gonna leave the gem on the ground, a buyback from YOLO, in order to try to defend his base. The bait with the gem on the deck, and here they lure the Tusk right into it. Set and sprung. That was a trap that was set out by YOLO, able to turn the kill into their favor. Team Falcon able to defend their base valiantly as they are slowly delaying their inevitable loss right here, but they are valiantly defending it. We're still waiting for the BKB to be forked out by you, whereas Clinks, pretty much the damage dealer, has still quite a ways off to complete the sacrifice. About 1,000 gold more. And they probably can do that if they were able to take out that tier 1 tower that's just sitting over there. I think without the Wind Ranger it would be an easy job to do so. But the question is, where's the puck? Without knowing where the puck is, I think that's the reason why YOLO is a bit afraid about this. But I mean, if you have the Earthshaker standing behind with the Lotus Orb also, you should be able to take down this tier 1 tower without any fear. But yeah, we saw in the previous fights whereby there's the Dream Coil set down onto 3 and the Mortimer's Kisses by the Snapfire just laying waste, pounding all these heroes from the far side, dealing so much damage. Janinja actually is pretty farmed now. He does have the Octarine Core as well, reducing the cooldowns of all the spells. So Nimbus can come online as soon as 33 seconds. They spot out YOLO. The stun not able to connect. Drums of Endurance trying to give them some extra space. There was a bit of hesitation whether to go on forward, but decided against it as it is kind of dicey. Most of the time they have countermeasures, such as you saw that fissure flying out of nowhere. There's one more Rax remaining, and Falcon has to do something about it, not to let it fall so quickly. But they're also afraid that Wind Rangers can just teleport in. I mean, just move on in, and because puck, they have no idea where the puck is coming from with the blink. We see the epicenter only able to catch onto one, but I think that should be enough. As you see the range, the power of the ultimate damage from all of these heroes, they're actually able to dish out so much fatal damage in order to take out 3 heroes from the side of Falcon. Together with the Whirlwind, the Mortimer's Kisses, the Undying immediately wiped out, and Bell, I think Ioxiwa will actually be the next to fall here. Yep, he does. He's always the only one to fall from the side of Eagle, paying that ultimate sacrifice to be a meat shield, whereas the rest of the team can live. And yeah, seems like this is the end of it, as Eagle will secure game number 1. Yeah, there you have it. That's game number 1. Let's take a look at the scoreboard just to get a good idea of what had happened. 32 kills for Little Giant and only 2 deaths. 0 kills for explosion, very unfortunate. The graphs is heavily in favor of Eagle most of the time, as well as the XP graph. So yeah, we'll take a 10-minute break here before we resume the next game. So see you guys in about 10 minutes for game number 2 between Eagle and Falcon. Stay tuned.
5 seconds. Radiant's up. Banning time. Dyer gets the ban. 10 seconds. We're starting in 5 seconds, with or without you. Seconds. 4, 3, you get it. 10 seconds. We're starting in 5 seconds, with or without you. Dyer gets the ban. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. Radiant gets the ban. Radiant.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 2 between Falcon and Eagle. Seems like Falcon is immediately banning 2 of the heroes that were being picked by Eagle in the last game, which is the Wind Ranger as well as the Puck, which had a massive game. And here Falcon decides to go with Kunka. Most likely it's gonna be a mid. As we've seen in the tournament, he's always been mid. And Eagle immediately responds with a silencer. Usually when they pick a silencer, they're gonna go with something big that loves to channel. For example, the Enigma, which have yet to appear in this tournament, but you know, one can always dream. Silencer is very much a combo breaker hero. The moment that an enemy team decides to initiate with a stun, for example, the Silencer will just respond with the silence and the rest of the team just couldn't follow up. So that's where Silencer's team can now reinitiate, make the counter attack, and they should be able to pick off one hero before they're able to use or dish out any of their skills. And the good thing about Silencer is the more involved he's in the wars, the more kills that happens to be within his vicinity of 900 AoE, he will pick up a permanent intelligence stat, whereas the hero that died will actually lose 1 intelligence stat in exchange. So in a sense, Silencer does make another hero get dumber and dumber, and yeah, that's always something that that isn't really wanted, especially if you're a strength hero on the enemy team, right? Yeah, because strength, they don't really have much intelligence to begin with, so having that low mana pool continuously being battered is gonna make life tough for the side of Team Falcon. And interestingly, I think this is the second pick in the tournament whereby Pudge has appeared. The first time that Pudge had appeared didn't really have a very good game, but maybe we would be able to see a change to that winning stat line. And Falcon, they do have the Ogre, a very comfortable hero to use, easy enough, as well as the Keeper of the Light. Keeper of the Light with the Chakra magic is gonna fuel up any of the heroes that he picks in order for them to just spam their nukes. And he's quite a good lane pusher, as well as the blinding light, which is very crucial during team fights. But so far, Keeper of the Light has fallen off the current meta, as there are more viable heroes out there. So this might just be a pocket strat that Falcon has decided to cook up based on their player pool. And Eagle will respond with a tanky hero as well. The Pudge and the Centaur War Runner are not easy heroes to take down with such a huge amount of life at their disposal. So it's gonna very much protect the Silencer, who happens to be a very tofu hero. So Pudge, Centaur Warrunner is gonna be very much at the front lines. They have enough crowd control to just keep the enemy team at bay from the Silencer. They are gonna take this Mirana as well, which happens to be Rizra's comfort hero. More often than not, he will always run the Mirana at the mid lane. So we have skill shots coming in, the Pudge hook as well as the Mirana arrow. This is gonna be very interesting. And if they do connect, it's gonna land a lot of devastating, advantageous positioning for Ego. So Falcon, they need to pick some hero that is able to save these kind of heroes that are being targeted by either the hook or either the arrow. So when it comes to mind, the Shadow Demon actually seems like a really good pick, but now that they've already chosen the Ogre Magi as well as the Keeper of the Light, they are running out of positions to actually make that a viable choice now, that both of their supports have been reviewed. And they will go with a slippery hero, which is the Weaver, but again, it's not a very survivable hero, especially if you're caught out with the stuns. The Pudge with Dismember, the Centaur Warrunner has the ability to maybe blink in with the Hoop Stomp. The Silence as well is able to just prevent the Weaver from Shakuchiing away or either even using the Time Lapse. There's just so many ways to stop this Weaver right now, and it seems that the burst might be enough to finish off the Weaver before the Time Lapse is even able to be triggered, unless the Kunkka's Ghost Ship is able to come in, delay a little bit amount of that damage, whereas the Ogre Magi is only able to stun one hero and then that's it. The Keeper of the Light doesn't have any dependable stuns either, other than the Will-O-Wisp. But yeah, Falcon might just be in a bit of a pinch right now if they are not able to find a more desirable AoE stun when it comes to team fights. So Ego is going to remove the Storm. They understand that they need more initiation potential, and anything that can stop the Silencer is definitely a hero that needs to jump right into the face of it all. So they're gonna stop heroes that's gonna able to burst down the Silencer before Silencer is able to get up the ultimate. So that's why they choose to ban out the Quap as well as the Storm Spirit. But it does mean that the Faceless Void is available, but if Falcon decides to pick up the Faceless Void, it's gonna mean that it's very difficult for them to control the mid game already. Because Weaver, it takes a while for Weaver to get online, and same goes for the Faceless Void. So I think it's something Ego is gonna be comfortable living without banning it. So Falcon needs some mid-game tempo control. They ban out the PA because they know Ego needs some sort of hard carry support, hard carry to go along with. Falcon needs something like an Amber Spirit, able to dish out a lot of damage in the mid game and able to scale very well. Very mobile hero. Otherwise, the Puck might also work well with the AoE Silence and the Dream Coil. I don't think a Viper can actually work. I hope they don't go down a Viper route again. They need more than just a Viper, especially when they're up against a Pudge. Maybe a Life Stealer? A Life Stealer might be viable, considering that Weaver is actually a vessel to be able to just get in and get out very quickly. And Life Stealer is really good against tanky heroes like the Pudge and the Centaur Warrunner. But instead they're gonna go with the Outworld Destroyer, which is not a bad mid at all. Actually, it does go well against the Silencer if paired up at mid. But it's most likely gonna be a Outworld Destroyer versus a Mirana mid.
We're 10 seconds out. Plenty of time to tell an announcer you love him.
Centaur War Runner is definitely gonna go off lane. And now they're gonna pick the Alchemist, which seems to be Little Giant's comfort hero as well. Yep, that's immediately going his way. Ioxy is gonna be on the Centaur War Runner, one of his common heroes to use as well. Whereas Rizra decides to actually pick up the Silencer. Seems like he is confident to go against any other hero that's gonna go mid. The Silencer is gonna go ham at this point. And I Am Pari Pari is gonna go on Purge, whereas Deja Bushon is gonna go on Mirana. Nana C will be taking up the Ogre Magi together with you. I think these are most likely gonna be the supports, whereas YOLO, the carry in the previous game, will be playing Weaver. And Janinja will be on the Outworld Destroyer, which is more likely gonna be a mid Outworld OD as well. So last but not least is gonna be Explosion onto the Kunkka, which was a support hero in the previous game. On the Radiant side, it is definitely Falcon. As I mentioned, they had Nana C playing the Ogre. Explosion is now on the Kunkka. Yu is on the Keeper of the Light. Does have the Chakra magic. Sooner or later, Janinja will be on the mid Outworld Destroyer, and immediately we see a smoke coming out from Falcon. YOLO is about to follow soon. He is waiting for something, I'm not sure what. But he will be able to join the B line soon enough, as they are making their way towards the bottom Radiant jungle. On the other side, there's no smoke coming up. Maybe not yet, as we don't see anybody picking up smoke in the inventory. So yeah, they're just gonna stay on the high ground. But instead, Little Giant is gonna lead the way down into the bottom Radiant jungle. He is playing the Alchemist, and Ioxy on the Centaur War Runner, Rizra on the Silencer. Deja Vu is gonna spot out Nana C probably, as the smoke has already broken. They know that somebody's in the lane, and Janinja already using the Banish, trying to go onto somebody. Little Giant, 1.5 seconds, and they will throw the stun. The hook as well, able to connect onto Nana C. One more hit is able to finish him off. First blood going in the way of Team Eagle. They're gonna try to go on YOLO next. It doesn't have the Shukuchi available at all. Wow, that is a huge amount of damage going from you. And that's 185 maximum damage. Look at all that. That's like times 4. Little Giant is able to try to get out of the way. But yeah, Deja Vu is falling really low. But I don't think the rest of the team is in position to be able to contest the rune. Explosion and Janinja are already way away from it. As she does have the Black Grenade. Ioxy has already used the Hoop Stomp, so I don't think they're able to grab a kill on this unless the arrow, maybe in 5 seconds later, they will decide to use it. They're probably thinking about it right now. And they decide to back off. Seems like they're experiencing some technical issues. We see pings coming out. They are trying to maintain their ground at the bottom rune. As we also see pings coming out at the bottom river. So this is where Falcon is heading to. Whereas the rest of Eagle, they're gonna stay at bottom try to secure this. And all they need is just one hero, because they know that the rest of Falcon is way away from it. So 2 bounties going in the way of Falcon. They're trying to... No, sorry. 2 bounties going in the way of Eagle. Now they're trying to race towards the top. As Ninja might be able to secure it. Yes, he does. So it's 2 for 2. 2 bounties easily secured for the side of Falcon. And Ninja will use his teleport scroll to teleport mid. It's Risra against him. Risra is down to only half HP from the scuffle earlier. So that's a little bit